Each year, scientists, researchers, and everyday people make incredible discoveries, helping us to better understand the world around us. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at interesting discoveries. Drone helps find a 90-year-old woman suffering from dementia. A video taken by a drone during a rescue mission of an elderly 90-year-old woman was published by the authorities of Greene County in Ohio. The woman in question suffers from dementia and was lost until the drone found her. Beverly Brown, the woman's daughter, believes that her mother was found solely due to the drone's help, and that without it, she is unsure whether they would have found her mother at all. With the drone's aid, the woman was found after an hour of investigating her whereabouts, but it's believed without the drone it might have taken days. Fortunately, the elderly lady was found before sundown in relatively safe conditions, which likely saved her, for it's uncertain whether she could have survived the night. Beverly Brown spoke of how she discovered her dementia-suffering mother went missing. "I checked the house, I found her purse in the garage without her billfold and her sunglasses, so I knew she'd gone somewhere. The notion of her sick mother leaving to go outside without telling anyone was fear-inducing for Brown, as she possessed no knowledge of where her mother might have gone. The issue with dementia patients is that they are fickle, and finding them is always a struggle, as they could go anywhere their fragmented memory leads, get lost, and be unable to find their way back in their heightened confusion." Immediately after this discovery, Brown reported her mother as missing to the Greene County Police. The authorities took the case seriously and began their search for the woman, using the drone as a part of their investigation. When the drone discovered her, she was alone aimlessly wandering a wide field, and then got caught in a brush and was completely helpless, unable to move or get herself out. Because of the drone, the police were able to reach and rescue her. Brown stated, "We wouldn't have found her without that, I don't think. If they hadn't done that comprehensive and organized search, I really think Mom would have been out there all night, I really do." The idea of a frail, mentally unwell elderly woman trapped overnight in the wilderness is a horrifying one, and therefore it's a huge relief that the police were able to utilize the drone to save her. One of the detectives on the force, Matt Miller, claims his own family has a history of dementia, and he has suffering relatives. As such, the fortunately resolved missing persons case is something deeply personal to him. He advocates for the use of drones for missions such as these. Although drones are seen as controversial by some, it's undeniable that they can be used to make a positive impact on the world and save lives. Especially with how drone technology is seemingly improving greatly each year, and the prices to obtain and produce them are no longer as expensive as they once were. The fire department and police stations could use drone technology in their searches and missions to rescue those in need in the future. AI drone may have hunted down soldiers in Libya. It's suspected a military drone attacked opposing forces in Libya of its own volition, as per a report sent to the United Nations by field experts detailing their concerns. This specific drone contains and is powered by an AI. Referred to as Lethal Autonomous Weapons System, it was fighting against militia fighters fleeing from projectiles in Tripoli. The drone, Cargo 2, allegedly hunted down the fighters and remotely engaged in unmanned combat, with them under no human supervision. The report lacks intel on sustained casualties during the battle. The AI-powered drones were allegedly programmed to attack targets without requiring data connectivity between the operator and the munition. In effect, a true fire, forget, and find capability. The United Nations refused to make any official statements regarding this report, though it was sent to the UN's Sanctions Committee. The full report is 548 pages long, but sections of it have been published in the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, a non-profit organization. Drones have been used in warfare for years, however they are typically controlled by human specialists. Previous US President Barack Obama utilized drone attacks to deal with terrorism and the conflict in the Middle East, and the USA's development of military drones has increased since the presidency of Donald Trump, who started using drones in Africa. Other countries have also used military drones, such as in the conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Russia, China, and Israel all have control of military drone fleets. Although drones can be useful in rescue missions, there is much debate over their use for warfare purposes, which are seen by many as a misuse of their capabilities. According to the University of Maryland's Zachary Kallenborn, who studies drone conflict and is an expert in weapons of large destruction, this is the first sign of an AI being capable of harming humans at will. This is precisely the future scientists against the development of artificial intelligence fear, and perhaps with good merit. Kallenborn states, "What's clear is this drone was used in the conflict. What's not clear is whether the drone was allowed to select its target autonomously, and whether the drone, while acting autonomously, harmed anyone." The UN report heavily implies, but does not state, that it did. The report doesn't mention how the drone acted or how independent in its decisions it seemed. Therefore, the topic is murky and uncertain. Autonomy in weapons is a concept out of a sci-fi novel, yet appears to be a suddenly real apprehension for what might be our future. Ulrich Franke of the European Council claims these systems are quite autonomous. How autonomous is difficult to ascertain, and autonomy is ill-defined anyway, but we know that several manufacturers of loitering munition claim that their systems can act autonomously. Professor James Dawes believes that the result of weapon autonomy could be catastrophic for mankind. He notes that the world's militaries may see this as a sign to try and create rivaling smart weapons which could eventually wipe out the world. Fortunately, for the meanwhile, these AI are not at the level of human intelligence yet. However, this also means that any human could be mistaken as a target even if they are not a programmed enemy, meaning it's an immense risk to innocent civilians. Human rights institutions are investigating these claims out of fear of increased bloodshed. Mary Wareham of the Human Rights Watch believes that loitering munitions show how human control and judgment in life and death decisions is eroding, potentially to an unacceptable point. Robotic cockroaches could help find survivors in disasters. In February 2016, it was announced that a robot was being created that ran and swam like a salamander. Designers have now created a cockroach-inspired shape-shifting robot. They are the bane of inner-city dwellers, capable of getting into the tiniest cracks and crevices and eluding even the most zealous pest management. But it is their incredible capacity to shrink their bodies which helps them to pass through narrow spaces and fissures and speed through congested tunnels that could spark a new generation of rescue robots. The physics of cockroaches, both their capacity to modify their body shape and their rapid mobility in restricted spaces, was researched by Kaushik Jayamara and Robert Full from the University of California, Berkeley, to design a robot capable of crawling across difficult terrain. The researchers noted in their report posted in the publications of the National Academy of Sciences Plus, "We found that cockroaches navigated lateral holes less than a quarter of their height in less than a second by squeezing their body's compliant exoskeletons in half. Soft, twisty legs, a pliable body and shell, and a distinct mode of movement are the cockroach's secrets. Cockroaches still move swiftly, at 20 body lengths per second, inside vertically enclosed areas, adopting an unknown mode of movement, body friction-legged crawling," says the study. If you scale it up to the size of a human, it would be around 70 miles per hour, more than twice the pace of the quickest sprinter, Jayarama told reporters. Cockroaches, in addition to their acceleration and efficiency, are extremely tough, with the ability to withstand pressures of up to 900 times their own body weight without harm. The researchers set out to create a robotic prototype after gaining a better grasp of cockroach anatomy. The ensuing robot, including controls and battery, is small enough to fit in the palm of your hand and weighs less than 50 grams. The robot was given the moniker CRAM, or Compressible Robot with Articulated Mechanisms, by the researchers. CRAM is constructed of polyester and has flexible legs and a low-friction shell. The Roachbot is 75 mm tall, about the size of a tennis ball, and can reduce its height by 54%. It can move fast through tight spaces because of its flexible spine and bendy legs. Finally, Cram can support the pressure of roughly a kilogram, which is more than 20 times its weight, and this is thanks to its overlapping belly plates. The robot is designed to assist in search and rescue operations. Experts believe that its particular qualities will make it an ideal choice for searching for survivors in the rubble left by tornadoes, earthquakes, and explosions. Study says trees have feelings. Trees have feelings, make friends, and look after each other like an old couple, according to a recent study. Science has proven that trees are far more intelligent than we ever anticipated. They are capable of feeling pain and experiencing emotions such as fear. Trees prefer to snuggle and stand close together. They enjoy having visitors and prefer to take things slowly. These are only a few of the discoveries made by tree whisperer Peter Wohlleben. Peter is a German researcher who not only appreciates being in the presence of trees, but has dedicated his life to learning about them. Trees do indeed have friendship, he claims. They have the ability to create attachments similar to that of an elderly couple when one looks after the other. Trees have emotions. Furthermore, trees are thought to have a heartbeat in the same way that humans do. Dr. Andreas Linsky of Aarhus University in Denmark utilized a laser scanning technique to precisely quantify the position of branches and leaves on 22 different tree and shrub species. He published observations of significant unanticipated movement cycles last year. Some trees, with their own form of a heartbeat, elevate and lower their branches numerous times throughout the night, signaling a cycle of water and sugar transfer. In a statement, Zelinsky added, "We found a previously unknown periodic movement of up to 1 centimeter in cycles of 2 to 6 hours. The movement must be linked to changes in water pressure within the plants, implying that the tree is pumping. As previously assumed, water transport is not simply a steady state flow. Some trees lower their branches by up to 10 centimeters during the night before rising them with the sun. We assumed only select families engaged in the process since it is so slow and delicate, but we are now seeing that it is increasingly universal. During the course of a night, a magnolia tree goes through 3 full cycles of modifying its branches, indicating changing water pressure. Plants, like humans, have skin that reacts to their surroundings, and this is critical to their existence. Even while plants lack eyes, hearing, and a tongue, their skin may perform many of the same activities. Plants are not just aware of when it rains or when it is windy, they can also react to it. But what do you make of these recent discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.